Hey, good evening and welcome to another edition. It's been a while since we took a break, but thank God we're back. Um, as usual, the way we do it, this is a summary of the whole week's event. What we're trying to do is to make it very comfortable for everyone, especially on Sunday night, where um, people will not be interrupted with their work, so that we all come here and do a comfortable contribution, you know. And so we decide to do it on Sunday evening. I believe that most of you are aware, and for those of you who are not, um, probably it's not the first time you're joining us on this. If it's first time, it still doesn't make any difference. Today, I decided to get my own uncle, Mr. Opong, who has been helping me all these years with this program. For some reason, he got lost a little while, but he's back, and then we're going to do the program uh, very soon. Um, over the years, we have seen the NPP rulers, and it's come with a lot of controversy, you know. But thankfully, tonight we're here to look at one or two things. The reason I have decided to revamp this program or bring it back again is because we're heading towards the election year, you know. And so tonight, I believe we're all going to have a very good discussion, no insult, as I've said. We're going to have a decent conversation so that we can all, you know, have a brilliant show tonight, you know. Okay, so for those of you who are already watching me, I'm going to start with Mr. Opong, who has joined me tonight, so that we can start the program. So I would want to invite Mr. Opong, first of all, to look at how the system is going in Ghana. I have tagged him as a particular party member or sympathizer, but I bet it's not like that as he looks at the system going. I want to ask Mr. Opong how he views our political terrain as of now. Right. If you can hear me, you can let me know by texting me message, and then we'll come back. Let me take a break, and then I'll come back shortly. Look them in the eyes and say, gonna do it anyway. Gonna do it anyway. There's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. Yes, I can. It may be wrong, so wrong. You know that my pride was gone. Oh no. Okay, so Mr. Opong, good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Dr. Morton.
I hope you are very well.
By the grace, I am as well as it's been.
Well, we're all doing well. As far as we're alive, we believe that that's enough to say that we thank God for life.
Indeed.
You went to Ghana between 3 and 5 months ago, did you?
Yes.
Mm. And what do you experience in Ghana? You think everything is okay with the motherland?
Um, it seems things are okay,
Mm.
but it's not that okay.
What is not okay?
In in the sense that
Nsuo no kɔ sɛ sika no kɔ sɛ nsuo no.
before I go into
Mm.
the question that you asked,
Okay.
there is some issue that you raised,
Right.
which maybe I need to talk about a little bit, in the sense that you said that you are tagged as a member of a party or whatever, depending on what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That is because people sometimes are blind
Okay.
to a particular party or philosophy.
Mm.
And one is that like that,
Okay.
they haven't got an open mind in order to ascertain what is going on
In the country,
things
are really, really difficult lately.
Exactly. Or probably is because of the environment they are in.
Mm.
They don't experience what the majority of the ordinary Ghanaians
Is facing.
are facing. So, yes, what is important is for you to tell the truth,
Mm.
to tell what you know or what you see on the ground.
Okay.
Whether they tag you, whatever, that's
Okay.
that's their business.
Mm.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
because as a broadcaster, and for some of us who use the term community broadcasters,
Okay.
if you are in the community and you're a community broadcaster, you can't be a partisan, because if you're a partisan, you spoil the game.
Mm.
Because you're within the community and you must see what is going on in the community
Mm.
and to speak about it.
Okay.
You know,
Mm.
so you shouldn't be worried about the name tag that you are this or you are that. What is important is for you to do your God-given duty
Mm.
to your country and your countrymen.
Okay. Right. That was Mr. Dupont's introduction about people tagging a particular party as being part of it. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong with people who feel that my party or a party which he or she assumes to be the best is needed in power, apart from what is running. Because you and I know very well that things are really, really difficult. Anyway, I've got my brother Joe who is on the line. I've got people running, alerting me over the presence of the events which we're yet to discuss. Recently, something we're meant to discuss about Ejiso's election, something that looks a bit more Fiji, cropped up within the public domain as the dirty politics. Anyway, good evening, Joe.
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Morton.
Uncle Joe, my feel papa Pumboko.
Oh, Jamiado. Yes, yeah.
In fact, my feel program and
Oh, yeah.
we decided to do it Sunday evening because we'd assume that people are at work and you have to be doing that at the expense of working and calling on the show. It's very difficult. So Sunday, everyone is at home. What do you think of is it a good idea to do on Sunday evening?
Well, Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
It
The
is.
only problem probably I will have is if we could bring a bit forward to maybe 7 o'clock instead of 8. And even today, the 8, it didn't start on time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Oliver Twist,
I believe this has to do with the concern of your child care and that putting your
but then
child
the
to
Sunday
sleep.
is good.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah. Anyway, so so far, I think I could tell your standing point when it comes to what is going on in Ghana, which I don't blame you at all. That's where we it looks like people even believe that the NPP was something to rely on. There's a bit of doubt somewhere. Um, your general overview over what is going on in Ghana. What I know it's the same old story, but you think it's gotten worse?
Yeah, Doctor, let me thank you once again, and a very good evening to you and your listeners. Let me also acknowledge Mr. Odupong and any other person who probably later on they will join. I think if you ask me about my general observations, I think he answered. But I think one thing is consistent with me, and that my position hasn't changed. And in fact, if there is anything, a vindication, I think I have been vindicated more than 100%. So for me, I knew there was nothing good going to come out of this Israel.
Oh,
There's
dear.
nothing good coming out of
Sad,
it.
isn't it?
And obviously we've all seen it today. One pound is almost 18 cities.
Oh dear.
This is and you see, this is even without us paying our external debt. If we're paying our external debt, I'm telling you, by December 2024, £1 will be like 30 cities. I would be like, yes, because that is when they are going to inject money into the system, and that is where inflation is going to rise, and demand for the dollar and the pound and all that is going to also rise. And so it's going to get worse, Dr. Morton, because matter is that as we complain, nobody seems to do anything. Baumia only says he can only act when he's been given the steer. So for now, whatever happens, if you are in the intent, all you need to pray is that you don't die. Until he becomes president, he cannot do anything. And so we are all in the intensive care. We only pray that we don't die, because it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. So, Dr. Morton, if you ask me, for me, I think I don't have much to say in terms of, I know we'll come to the general analysis, but in terms of my overview, because I have never, kind of viewed a better thing from this government, even right from 2020, let's say right from even 2020 after the election. I've never, kind of anticipated them doing anything good. For me, like Mr. Chachuchi in the 2020 election petition, and he emphasized the quotation from Hosea chapter 8, verse 7. And I think that quotation he gave is very prophetic, and we are experiencing whatever is in that quotation. Whatever is in that quotation, we are experiencing it. And that is very profound. And you see, if we have unjust people sitting on as justices, and this is what we kind of inherit, and this is what befalls on us as a nation. We only have to pray to God and hope that something better comes. If not, we are going to die.
Recently, you must have followed the Ejiso incident.
Yeah.
Does that tell you about the fact that we could tell there's going to be some sort of injustices when it comes to our approaching election for 2024?
Of course. Look, Doctor, the 2020 knows they've lost it. They know. Even deep within Baumia and his family know they've lost the election. but they are only relying on one thing, and that one thing is to rig the election, is to use the military, the army, and all that.
But they make it look like it's
election.
obvious Baumia is going to win. As far as I'm concerned, that's how it looks like. It's very obvious like Baumia is going to win.
Baumia is going to win.
No, I'm saying it looks like no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the NPP makes it look like Baumia is rather have the ability to win with what is going on. I don't know if you're getting my point.
Doctor, the point is that, and that is why what is happening for me myself, I warned the NDC that look, they better pray for Baumia to come out as the running the candidate for the NPP and not Alan Sherman, because if it would have been a very task for the NDC, probably the only thing the NDC would have gained from Alan Sherman would have been that maybe Akufo-Addo will not inject power as they are doing now for Dr. Bau. But with Baumia and with Alan Sherman leaving now, look, if not for anything, Alan Sherman can strike out at least 25% of MPP's votes in the Ashanti region. Now, assuming you are getting 80%, and then if Alan Sherman is able to get at least 20%, you are up to 60%. And even out of that 60%, the Ashantis and the way they kind of see things. Oh, yeah, to Obama, 10 years, we're going to get about 5% or 10. But die-hard MPP people, but also going to say, yeah, to Mateni. By virtue of that, they will probably not vote, or they will kind of say they are voting for, let's say, Cheddar. So, in the end, NPP has less votes in the Ashanti region. And that is, look, if Reagan, Baumia, it will be surprising for Baumia to even get 30% in the upcoming election.
If they had to do it genuinely.
Yes, if we are to have the election genuinely as the election, nothing that can come out of the situation as 100%. But if we are to have something around 95%, as in accuracy, as in no gerrymandering, as in no rigging, as in, but there are going to be one or two bits that if we have 95% accuracy, there's no way Baumia is going to get 30%.
Okay, let me come to still on the line. Let me come to Mr. Odupong, Mr. Odupong. Now this is the view of Joe that it looks as if it's going to get to a point where the upper hand is going to talk. You assume something like that. You also see it as such.
Well, the situation at the moment looks like where they say the incumbent loses the election to the opposition, which is what is happening at the moment. It's not because of what the opposition or the hierarchy of the NDC are good at, but it's because the hope that people had in the NPP and in Nana Addo is faded. And that is what has caused the problem. You see, the goodwill that was given to them from the very beginning of the, because people were made to understand that JM was not competent and he was not this and he was not that. And so people bought into the story, and gave the benefit of the doubt to Nana Addo and his NPP because they have the men who can solve the problem. You see, Ghanaians are looking for someone who will solve the problem,
Mm.
you know. But unfortunately, the same the same way that the NDC
Mm.
was accused and taken over power
Mm.
is been tripled or multiplied
Mm.
by this current MPP administration.
You
So,
reckon?
so that is what makes a lot of Ghanaians frustrated,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
And yes, people can see that Dr. Baumia is a new person on the scene, but at the same time, he's been in the government that's name is tarnished,
Mm.
and he still has a position as the economic, um, the leader of the economic management.
I bet it's because of the experience he's had and you know, the fact that he's had a very good CV and his part speaks volumes. You think that is a mere theory or practically? We've never seen him given the steers of the first to be to be able to, as he keeps begging that we should try him, go and have something good. But the latest news I read is that something good was here. Oh, thank you very much, Akim. You said, Dr. Morton, you're welcome back. And he said, happy Sunday. And then Frank, he said, hello, Dr. Morton. Okay, good evening, guys. I'm happy all of you have embraced this program. One thing I'm happy is that at least all of you have accepted the fact that Sunday is good because we have less to do with our daily activities, so then we're available to work. Anyway, Joe, according to Mr. Odupong,
Yeah.
to some extent, I believe that you are right. I mean, we always believe that once somebody's in power, when it comes to the difficulty to be able to deal competitively with who wins the seat, you come in with the advantage of the fact that you're already in power. You know. Good evening, Jocelyn. It's been a while. Thank you very much for coming on the program. Joe, so is it what is it that we find it very difficult to deal with this so that we can have a genuine election instead of people always taking advantage of the fact that they are in power, so then you could do these things. Then we have, is it our legal system that is weak? Is our judicial system that is weak? Or what is the problem?
Well, Doc, once again, thank you very much. You see, this is my issue, and this is why, if you could remember, I've always said I've had an issue with Barack Obama's statement that we need strong men, we need strong institutions and not strong men. I mean, when we say strong man in this context, it's not as if strong man as in those who are seen in the wrestling and in the heavyweight boxing.
Mm.
But when we are saying we need strong men as in people with integrity,
Okay.
people we can trust.
Okay.
There's no way you can tell me you have a stronger institution and you don't have a strong institution will work.
Mm.
And so for me, I feel Barack Obama got it wrong by proposing that kind of idea. Rather, I have always said we need stronger men.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is those people with integrity who would run even a very bad institution into making it a good one. Are you getting it?
Okay.
Our institution can never with our attitude, and that is why we have a very good electoral. But look at the people leading the organization.
Mm-hmm.
But if look, let it white people into our electoral commission and make them the heirs and all that, you see how the system will run.
Mm.
Nobody will be complaining about rigging and all that kind of stuff. But because we go in with our belly, we don't go in with integrity. All we have to do is to survive appointing authorities.
Mm.
And so for the issues of elections having one or two riggings and machinations and that sort, it is going to end. We are never going to see the end of it until we have accepted that we build people with integrity, people who come into office an opportunity to serve. But I am not to Dr. Morton. I am responsible to the sovereign people of Ghana. And that is how we can make this. If not, Dr. Morton, we are going to do this and do that and do that. It's not get us anywhere. We can only pray. But I believe the time has come that we need to change our attitude. If we want to build Ghana, if we are always comparing Ghana to America, to the UK, to the Canadas and all that, our attitudes need to change. Because if not, Doctor, look, you and I here, we live in this country, we do everything according to what has been established here. But let us go to Ghana now. We pay our way, we give money because we don't have integrity. Because we don't have integrity.
Okay.
You understand? And that's, look, Doctor, if you go to Ghana now, those at the head of departments, these agencies, whatever, ministries and departments and all that, I can tell you, 8 have lived in Europe or have schooled in Europe. 80%. 80% of them have lived in Europe. What is going on in Ghana? But never be entertained in Dubai, can be entertained in Qatar. But they are in Ghana, they are doing it. Look at the statement by Matthew Opoku Prempe, the arrogance, the disrespect, that if we want a doomsday timetable, we should go and prepare one for ourselves. Could he have said that in UK game? Doctor, have said that. But this is a guy who schooled in Europe. He got his. Could he have? You see,
Well,
so I think we have a certain level of integrity. I think integrity could be a course in our educational center. We need to bring that to the right primary school or JS or whatever. We learn that kind of thing, and then we learn the attitude of. And not always thinking that the nation has to provide something for us, but we have to serve the nation. If we love the nation, we serve the nation, things we can overcome it. But as a start, Doctor, because I know that Jim Mensa knows that if John Mahama should come to power, her existence is not assured. She being in that office is not assured. And so she would want to do anything for her to maintain the MPP in power so that she is also maintained as the electoral commissioner. But she has forgotten that if a good job, or if she should do a good job, we all would. Nobody can touch her. After all, for her job, the constitution provides safety. But because of what is happening, NBC should win. Oh, I don't think I would even drum home that she should be sacked.
Okay.
Because of the way she,
if
she was doing it fairly.
Yes. Now,
If
Joe,
she was doing it fairly, Doctor, you and I.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You think because of such events, with the fact that people in position like Jean Mensa, Charlotte Osei, and the rest, psychologically, you can tag or you can tell they belong to a particular party. You think there's no way we can hold these people to accountable because of a weak judicial system, and that leaves us defenseless? You think that leaves us in a position where we become very hopeless to do anything about justice system?
Well, our justice system, it's until recently, our justice system was a bit good. It wasn't until Nana Akufo-Addo came in. All of a sudden, it's been turned into NPP, either TESCON branch or whatever. You see, the point is, Doctor, I am one of the who are of the view that we cannot say that we are having a pastor in church who should not have a political stand, or we are having a chief justice who should not have a political stand. After all, they vote, don't they vote?
They do, yeah.
Who do they vote for? So, political view, they have a political belonging. But the point is, your politics is doing your job. Your political belonging should not be entertained in the. This is what we are talking. When the integrity thing is very loud, because I belong to your political party. But if you, doctor, you should come to me for anything aside from politics or whatever, I should do my job to the satisfaction of you and the people that I'm serving. But when I feel that, oh, if I serve doctor is an NPP or is an NDC, it doesn't kind of, whatever does not kind of benefit my political coloration, and for that matter, I will not serve you and that is where it is wrong. So if our judicial system now, doctor, you look at it, look at our judiciary now. There's no way you're going to send the case against the government. No, the case it's even if you take it to blind people, you are winning the case. But when it is against the government, you go to the Supreme Court, you lose. TQ and the kind of, you know, the letter written by the president to the Speaker of Parliament regarding transmitting the LGBTQ bill to the president. A case has been, for that matter, the presidency is not welcoming any bill from Parliament. Meanwhile, the Momo bill was sent, was someone took the case to court, but the Momo thing, how do you call that? The tax, the Momo tax one, but because that one it favored the government, the judges gave quick judgment and then it was gone. But this one, because it doesn't favor the, look at what the judiciary is doing, look at what the Supreme Court is doing, and you see those people who are of the view that affirmative action, blah blah, women are blah blah blah. I mean, yes, there are nice women, there are great women in Ghana. This woman became the Chief Justice, and she is even beginning to be worse than the former Chief Justice. Look at her now. Look at what she's doing. You see, we need to have trust. We need to. The people need to make us trust them. They need to have that trust in them. But as the way things are now, doctor, the way things are, look at our judiciary. Look at everything. It's no politics.
Okay, let me read a few messages that I've got. You know, I've got Sabato here on the line. I know Sabato was not here when we started, but you know, I could tell from the same standpoint of view that Sabato has an opposition of this particular government. Good evening, Sabato.
Good evening, Doctor.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, tell to do as well.
Yeah, good evening.
Right. Sabato, first of all, we've decided to bring the show down to Sunday evening, where we believe that it wouldn't be at the expense of you working and still calling on the show. I believe this is a good idea to you, so everybody's at home on Sunday evening.
It's bad. As I'm talking, actually, it will release a little bit fresh in the evening or in the night than the early morning when you're at work and you are rushing things. So, I must say, if everybody is fine the weekend, then I think it's good to go. Sometimes in the weekends, so even if I'm at work, I need myself whilst contribute as well, Doctor. So
now let me go, you know, beyond Ghana for this ideology when it comes to election in Africa. Most civil war or any political unrest, you know, or get offshoots from injustice or corruption, as to what your overview is, as I started with most of the people who started calling in this evening. What you think we have a big problem with our country, especially when it comes to people or thinking of election? Does it leave us with hopelessness, or you think there's nothing we can do if and that leaves us with very faint confirmation with the election ahead of us? People in power, especially, can get away with whatever they want in favor of winning the election.
Well, Dr. Let me say good evening to your viewers. And when it's for realm of our democracy, that's the media, media person like you, and it's necessary to misbehave of what you just mentioned up to this wrong. Then that's out. Maybe say this government is to manipulate the upcoming election, and not people forgot when you talk to our OPP, they say, oh, by the election you'll be at the polling station. But no, election is a process, not election day is.
Okay.
So we need to follow the. So we think this current already the register, which is ongoing. And then yeah, that's the reservation. We asked for the right the items, the election, the match, and the BBBs and the DBR, English were registered people that we don't need. Yeah, we did the numbers, and those machines include my new DBR. So that we have machine 3 over there. That's, so this numbers can monitor we to see out. This is ready that before maybe 100. There's coming in which we don't know where this number can find out. There was a number. This number from we started it on of I think let's to say it's the bridge. We found the main to clarify and they say, oh, we need to say to compromise and those things. Doctor,
yes, sir.
All the numbers we wanted. So we found out that
Looks like your line is breaking. Maybe I had to get Mr. Odupong so I can add you later on. I don't know because your line is breaking.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It looks like I can hear you.
Yeah. Like I said, because of that, we think that the only that this government lying on is the easy and how to manipulate this election in favor of them. Because you can see clearly, like you, that's not so government the election again. All the figures in the government. They hope it's easy and then when anyway, we are not like we also stand fair or stood fair with things. That's the reason why we asked for these serial numbers. But the question again that you did ask, let's say, is it any in a whole in Africa? Because people don't want democracy because people feel freely to comment. People are holding to power for so long. It's not a democracy. strongly determined this time to change this government, and nothing, Doctor, I tell you, will make this coming December.
Are you tensed about it? Do you think there's a possibility that anything can happen?
Anything like what?
Like any unrest, any civil misunderstanding or anything.
Oh yeah, because after we are ready about like been out in because our leader John Dramani Mahama has said it clear that we are not going to whatever. We need our differences fully ready for that. Why? Because we don't want to go to the court. LGBTQ plus, that all the MPs have accepted to go to by the executive from the NEC. And this still hanging on. And you know the NEC have behind the court. We don't have the time to go to NBC. So we settle our case at the happenings, which was that 8 people that lost their life. Going forward, we need to make sure that will never happen again. We are ever ready. Life as December.
Okay, Sabato, you land in 2 minutes for me. Let me find out from before, and then I'll come back with you. And I'll read a few messages I'm reading on the line.
So, like I'm saying, Doctor, we are ready to momentum, like an opinion that has been in favor of NDC, but we don't want to be complacent. We just want to work hard and cross the line in which we are ready. So I just advise everybody, this will be the last opportunity. This registration that comes 29 or 27 coming up, you need to make sure that your name has been, if only you want to vote December, opportunity for you, whether you or not, you still have the check it, having registered, then you can advance.
Okay.
Register your name.
All right. Let me come back.
Very competent from the power.
Yeah. Let me ask Mr. Opong one question. Mr. Opong, let me come back to you again. What is happening in Ghana? You're sitting for you're paying you're drilling but most of the war that started in Sudan, everywhere this starts. You think Ghana is likely? Is it possible we can have such a nasty encounter?
Well, good evening to everybody again. I mean, some people wish that there will be,
I think somebody wish there could be anything.
Some people wish that there could be.
Well, how would
some riot after the elections? And
let me come in. Why would somebody wish there's a thing like that? I mean, if we all want peace, as Ghana is noted for.
Well, as I said, some people think that they should win the elections by all means.
Right.
By all means.
That's certainty.
By hook or crook. Okay? But you can not tell, even though, as I said before, this current government of the MPP is making NDC have confidence that they have won the elections. Even today, but until the elections is held and the vote is counted, you can't have that confidence that you've won. What is happening in Ghana as we all know, integrity is very, very important. Yeah. The office of the EC sometimes is put in doubt because anytime there's a change of government, there's a change of the electoral commissioner and staff in the office. So that sort of changes is not given either the political actors the trust they should have in the institution of the electoral commission. And that is what is causing problems for the electoral political actors to be thinking that, because this person was taken away and somebody was brought in, that person is for this.
So it's either I win or it's not fair.
Exactly. which has been the problem of most African countries, you see. So, but the thing is,
I think we need credibility with the EC.
Yes,
we believe that the person can run, the justice or sort of a fair election among the parties.
Yes, the commissioner must give that confidence to both the country, the political actors, and the country. You see, if they are able to do that, then all this brouhaha about, it's not going to happen. Look at, was it last week we had an election here? You don't even know that there was an election going on.
Yeah.
It's because people have confidence in the electoral processes in the country. So, whoever is the electoral commissioner has to be independent minded. The electoral commissioner goes to vote. So is the any Ghanaian goes to vote. But then that partisanship idea,
always taking our mind, yeah.
Yes, and needs to change.
All right, Joe, I hope you're still there.
Yeah, doctor.
Is it true that we have this ideology that it's either my party or you, for example, triggered the event that you're very confident that it's either there's no possible MPP can win, or it's either they must have twisted things somewhere. Otherwise, do you? Is that what it is?
Yeah. First of all, let me try to correct this impression. I think Mr. Odupong did made a statement which I think I kind of probably he got it wrong. Let me put it that way, with all due respect. If you look at Dr. Afarijan, is it Mr. Afarijan or whatever his name is, Dr. Afarijan, yeah. He oversaw, I think, 2 turnovers, election turnovers in 2000, and then he, in 2008 as well, 2009, and then also 2012 before he went on retirement, before Charlotte Osei was brought in. So it's not as if everyone that comes in brings in an electoral commissioner. So he was appointed during the Rawlings era. Kufuor came, he maintained him. Atamos came. Mahama also maintained him until he retired, and then they brought in Charlotte Osei. It is only Akufo-Addo who came in and changed Charlotte Osei when her tenure, as the constitution allows, wasn't up, and then due to his own plots and all that, and then because he knew what he was up to, he knew he was not coming to do any good, and for that matter, he needed the help of the referee for him to kind of maintain power. Because if you look at even 2020, he lost. Doctor, he lost the election. But because up till today, we don't even know the figure that who will the elections with. We don't know how many, how much Akufo got, how much Mahama got, how much the other political parties got. And
Yeah,
so
but with that, I think when the court went on the disparity, I mean, Asia Dukitia was asked for the pink sheets and all that, and then we couldn't see it.
Yeah, but then the argument, people did NDC go there to complain about pink sheets or what? You see, we need to get the reason why NDC went to court. And you see, people were saying NDC should have gone with the figure. NDC is
no. I think I agree with that.
How were they going to go with the figure? How you are not the electoral commissioner, so how are you going to go with the figure?
Yes.
So it's null and void for people to be making that argument. NDC did not go to court for the things the people are saying. They went to court for another reason, for which they demanded that the electoral commissioner steps in the box and answer. Now, assuming you are a match commissioner and Manchester United and Arsenal play today, the match commissioner say, and then Arsenal will say, I scored 3 goals. Now, who do we listen to? Is it the? Are you getting it? Arsenal definitely is going to be. They will go with it. They will even. But it's business reports that people look at. So it was up to the electoral commissioner, who is the match commissioner, to come out. And so for me, I feel that the electoral commission, as it stands, do you know, Dr. Morton? You see, my dad once said that, look, if you saw your neighbor go into a shop to buy a gun, you don't need to be worried that your neighbor has for a gun. Why do you have to be worried? You don't need to be worried.
Because you have clear conscience.
There is a rat in his room that is using the gun to go and kill. Why are you worried? What? Worried?
If you have a clear conscience.
Your attitude that will make him pull the trigger. Are you getting it? So whether Ghana will be in flames or because look, I'm making things up. I am not saying NDC will win at all costs. They say that he was listening to Ababa, but is that not the case?
But I'll tell you what, things are
now,
really difficult.
Exactly, if things are difficult, obviously. For Mahama, he was maligned. Mahama, he was defamed. Mahama, they lied about him. They said all sort of things about Mahama. Today, you've seen people begging and the rest, all sort of things about Mahama, begging him, asking for his forgiveness. So it tells you that the things they said about Mahama, they only use lies to defame the man so that they could come and capture political power. Now they captured political what posterity is doing to them. They are going to lose. People have realized that they did wrong by voting Mahama out. And you see, we need now the politics of insults, the politics of tribalism, the politics of MPP is over. Now we do politics of ideas, politics of proper arguments, politics of proper content. Now we have to look what is NDC's legacy. One would probably say free SHS. Now, what was NDC's contribution to the free SHS? Compare NDC started free progressively with the day students. Now MPP came, they said no, we are going to make everybody. That's good. It's a good policy. And say because I don't like Nanado, I don't like MPP, I will condemn that policy. It's a very good policy. But the point is, did we analyze it properly before implementing it? Or was it just because we have made political gains out of it? And for that matter, we need to do it at all costs. That's where the problem is. Without building schools, without doing anything, the last time I heard a certain loudmouth lady who is a journalist saying that NGC is saying there are no schools, and so then free SHS should not have been established, and then she disagrees. Nana man, I saw the lack of intelligence in her argument. Look, doctor, is it not us? Is it not us? We, Ghana folk. Is it not us who say that? People are saying that you have not built. Why do you just move forward and say you are implementing free SHS when there are no schools?
Oh, dear. Anyway, you have 2 minutes. Joe, I've got Raymond on the line. I'm sure he'd like to do a bit of contribution.
So what I'm saying, we have to do compare and contrast. When it comes to the free SHS, the NDC made gains in there. The NDC made inroads. They built schools. They started with the home students. The SHS, they started with the home students. They built schools. They made sure that if you're going to free education, there is a school for you to attend. Now, you look at healthcare. The NDC has provided a lot in terms